Hi, and welcome to our channel, Learn That, where we take out the fluff and give you quick, compact, straight to the point lessons to get you back to working on your craft ASAP. Today, I will be teaching you the basics of guitar with the goal being you practicing songs as soon as you're done watching this video. That being said, before we begin, the most important thing for you to remember is stop trying to understand the guitar. The most important thing is to first learn the basics and enjoy it, and then get technical later. Today, we'll be learning 3 things to get you started. Number 1 being the basic components of the guitar itself. Number 2 being 3 major chords to play hundreds of songs. And number 3 being basic strumming patterns. Now for the components of the guitar, we're going to quickly run through it and start from the top and work our way down to the bottom. So at the top we have our headstock. Then we have our tuning pegs. I'm assuming for this video you already have your guitar tuned. If you do not, you can check out the video to learn how to tune your guitar that I'm going to link below. So then we have the nut. Then we have the frets, which are these metal pieces right here. Then we have the fretboard, which makes up the spaces in between the frets. Then we have the neck itself. Then we have the strings. Then we have the sound hole, the bridge, and then the body. Now let's talk about strings. Strings go from low to high. They have their own individual notes, and they, as well as our fingers, are numbered. Now, in order to remember the string notes, I use the acronym elephants and deer got big ears. So elephants, E, and A, deer, D, got G, big, B, ears, E again. They're also numbered down from 6 to 1, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then our fingers are numbered 1, 2, 3, and then 4. For chords, today we'll be learning the C major chord, the D major chord, and the G major chord. I'll show you them here, and then I'll give you a POV view on how to play them. So we have our C major chord, our D major chord, and our G major chord. Now the numbers are important because we'll need them to learn our chords. So first, let's start with the C chord. So for the C chord, we have the 1 on the B, 1st fret, the 2 on the D, 2nd fret, and the 3 on the A, 3rd fret. We also want to mute this low E string with the thumb, which means we barely touch it so that we keep it from playing. Now we can play the chord. And there's your C. Now it's also important to remember that we don't need to press down on these strings as hard as possible, just enough to get it to play. And you also want to get these fingers to be as close up to these frets, behind these frets, as you can. Now for the D chord. So for the D, we have our 1 on the G, 2nd fret, the 2 on the E, the high E, 2nd fret, and the 3 on the B, 3rd fret. Again, right before these frets, so you don't want it here, you want it up here, and then we are also going to mute this E string. There's your D. Now for the G chord. For the G, we're going to have our 4. So this is the first time we're using our 4 in here. The 4 on the high E string, 3rd fret. We're going to have our 3 on the B string, 3rd fret. Then we have our 1 right here on the A, 2nd fret, and then our 2 on the 1st fret, so that low E, sorry, 1st string, that low E on the 3rd fret. We can play that. Some people also will play this G without this ring finger, or the 3, which is how I typically play. And there's your G. So now we got our 3 chords. We got our C, we got our D, then we got our G. These 3 chords you can play hundreds of songs with. So start with that, and now let's go into our strumming patterns. So we're going to start simple and add difficulty. So the first strumming pattern is going to be 8th notes. Normally before that you'd play quarter notes, which would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. But that's a bit boring. So we're going to go right to 8th notes, which is playing on the and as well as the number. So that goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Again, that's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. If you need to slow it down, you can go 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. So that's the first strumming pattern. I would start with that before you move on to any of the other ones. The second one is going to be playing the and. So we're going to play eighth notes, but we're going to play that and on the upstroke. So that's going to go 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Now, something that's key is when you play an upstroke, you don't actually need to hit every string. Typically, when you do an upstroke, you only hit the 3 at the bottom here. All right, so this last one's going to be a bit more difficult. We're going to play eighth notes, but instead of doing it like before, we're going to add an upstroke after the and each time. So it's going to go like this. 1, and up 2, and up 3, and up 4. Let's slow it down. 1, and up 2, and up 3, and up 4. One more time. 1, and up 2, and up 3, and up 4. So when you add the chords in now, with these strumming patterns, it'll sound something like this. Let's start with the C chord. So the eighth notes are going to go 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Now the second one's going to go same kind of sound, except we're doing an upstroke, right? On the and. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Now the last one. 1, and up 2, and up 3, and up 4. 1, and up 2, and up 3, and up 4. All right, so now you got your chords, you got your strumming patterns, and you can start playing and messing around. Start slow and build from there. All right, check out the description below for a list of songs you can play with these chords, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for joining me and Learn That. And remember, the more you learn it, the more you enjoy it. So please consider subscribing and building your craft with us. Have a good one.